From what Mr. Rouhani has said so far, how much do you think he wants to change Iran's relations with the West, and how much do you think he can change them?
Well, the supreme leader in Iran still has supreme power, and he will ultimately be the person who makes the decision. He is the most kind of paranoid about what America's intentions are, what the outside world wants in Iran, whether it wants to see some kind of regime change. But Hassan Rouhani is an important figure because he spent 16 years as the National Security Advisor. He was the chief nuclear negotiator. He knows the outside players very well, unlike his immediate predecessor. So, as National Security Advisor. And so this is a really important turning point. His language today was notable because he talked about looking for new opportunities. And he laid out 3 different conditions for talks, none of which the United States, I think, will find objectionable.
Right, and the Israelis have already, since he was elected, said, hold on a second, let's not get too excited here.
Yes, but we've also gotten to a point that we're back from that diplomatic brink. That sense of collapse was imminent of the diplomatic effort, and that the military option might be looming in the months or early next year. And now there's a sense that there's some time, that there may be an interlocutor. There'd be some important indicators to happen in the next few months, whether they replace the nuclear negotiator, whether they release the 2 presidential candidates from 2009 who've been under house arrest for more than 2 years, and who were very close colleagues of the new president.
What does it tell us about Iranian demographics and Iranian public opinion that Rouhani was elected and allowed to be elected by such a convincing majority?
In many ways, this election was as much about the process as it was about the candidates. The regime has been very nervous about the kind of backlash and the outpouring that it witnessed in 2009. And so I think it had to allow a little bit more latitude. And it was very interesting how they announced gradually the election results over a long period of time, unlike 4 years ago when it was announced very quickly for a hand-counted ballot in ways that were totally unrealistic. I think the regime can't control the political process. It may have thought it had more leverage or influence by controlling who could run for office. But Iranians have surprised us time and time again in looking for someone who was different, who would, whether it was introducing a layman or whether it was introducing a reformer, and now introducing a moderate into the presidency.
Will it be making the leadership nervous?
This is a man who's worked very closely with the leadership. Clearly, it's going to change the tone and atmospherics. It'll change some of the substance, not all of it.
Okay, Robin Wright, thanks very much for coming in, Robin.